You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
I do not have a vagina. And he does not have a penis. We don't have genitals.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I have all the genitals.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
Oh, Mr. Wilson. Mr.
Ah!
Wilson. Mr. Wilson.
Don't do that. No.
Never
No.
done that before.
Don't do it again.
Never done it. Never done it. I might start.
Welcome to Moviesucktastic. Mr. Wilson is actually Scott, and the person saying it is Joey.
Yo. Mr.
And we're-
Wilson.
And the Oscars are over. They're finally here and gone, and
They're
we can talk
over,
about them
baby.
now.
Yeah, we're going to
Yes.
blow through this. This is what we're going to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Because everyone's tired, but, you know, as
Oh boy.
podcasters, media journalists, whatever the hell you want to call us, we got to do it.
Yeah. Don't put journalist on the end of that for me. No, thank you. I got enough trouble as it is.
So did you fill out a ballot, or did you
Yes,
not do
I
that?
did.
Okay, so
Duh.
how many did you get right this year?
Okay.
Did you beat me?
How many did you get right?
I got 13 right. Did you get more right than me?
I got 14, motherfucker. Yeah.
So on a couple of these, I voted with my heart, and
I always vote my heart.
I don't do that though. Because that's not how you win. That's not how you guess things properly. Because
Okay.
it just almost never goes that way. Now, I
Yeah.
will say this. I did say this. I went for just something quick, because I don't think we're going to do any of the technicals. For sound, I went with Oppenheimer. Because the score for that was very prominent and important to the pacing and the movement of the film. And I thought that it would get recognized for that. But I was like, you know what? The sound and zone of interest was insane because of everything that was going on in the background. But I didn't know if the Academy thought it would be good enough for the Oscar to win.
I regret us not recording our review for Zone of Interest before the Oscars. We missed 2 this year because of unforeseen circumstances, so we had to review them afterwards. But I regret it only because I would have told you during that episode, because I was with you up until a certain point. Oppenheimer was like obvious, but this is the last film I watched of the Oscar films, and I would have told you during that episode, hands down, that is best sound.
Yeah, and the thing is, we usually do that with each other, where it's like, where I tell Scott, he's like, this is what I pick for whatever, and I'm like, no, this is a gimme, this is.
And usually he's right, but this is one where I would have been 100%.
I mean, like technical stuff.
No fucking way.
I don't always get the technical stuff right. That's not where I shine when I guess at this shit. So what do we want to cover on here?
I want to start with the bottom and work our way up. I want to go with the right side. I have a group here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories.
Did it come from
What?
Vanity Fair like mine?
No, I made my own. So it might be a little off, but here, I have 5 categories that I did not see any of the films that were nominated. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you're the same. We have Best Animated Feature.
you know what? I should have seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse by now, but I haven't, and I haven't seen
Same
any
here.
of the others either.
Same here. Best
Yep.
animated short.
Animated short.
You haven't seen it. Come on. Best live action
Every
short.
once in a while, something comes across. No, I haven't seen any of those.
All right, so it's best animated feature, best animated short, best live action short, best documentary feature, best documentary short. Those 5 categories, I did not see any of those films. How many of those did you get right? Because I don't think you saw any of them either.
I got documentary feature right.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you pick 20 Days of Maripol?
Because it was the one documentary that has been out for the longest and has had the most eyes on it. All of the others, and I just took a guess. I'm like, this is probably the most exposed documentary to everyone that everyone could see. So I was like, you know what? It's probably going to be what wins, but also just the subject matter. I was like, this is this kind of hits home for a lot of people. So I just thought that it would win based on those two things.
My answer's shorter, as you know. When
Okay.
I'm not criticizing you, but I just think it's funny that my answer's shorter because, as you know, when I get these categories in this block where I don't know any of them, I just pick like a certain kind of theme to guess by, and this year I went by longest title.
So you went for Bobby Wine.
Bobby Wine, the people's president, and obviously that didn't win.
No, it did not. Not at
So
all.
you got that right. What else did you get right?
I got
in
that
those 5?
right.
That's
I
it?
got live action short right.
Okay.
Which
So
was
did I.
The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Well, I heard it was
Longest
Wes
title.
Anderson, and I knew nothing about any of the others. And I'm like, the Academy's probably dying to give Wes Anderson an Oscar of some kind because they're probably never going to give him Best Picture. So I was like, I'm going for that one.
You know why I picked it? Longest title.
Well, it is the longest title. What were the other ones? Animated short.
Yep.
I picked Letter to a Pig because Hollywood loves pigs.
Mm-hmm. Guess which one won?
The War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko, and you
Longest
probably
title.
Picked that because it's the longest title. Now
That's right.
I didn't really look at these. Had I really looked at it and saw that it was John Lennon, I would have been like, I would have picked it. Honestly, I would have. So that was
usually
me
I try to pick by.
That was an oversight by me.
Yeah, usually I try to pick by theme, but this year I was like longest title. So that's why I got 3 out of 5. So I was happy with that.
And
I got
documentary short. I got wrong.
same too. I picked the Last Repair Shop. No, I picked the Barber of Little Rock. It was the Last Repair
I
Shop.
picked the ABCs of book banning because I was like, they're got to be on top of this. This is.
Oh no, shit, no, I'm reading my list wrong. That's what I picked because that's the longest title.
It is the longest title, but I picked it because I was like, this is
Topical.
It's a hot topic, and it's one that should be addressed because we should not be banning books. I'm not going to get political, but I was like, Hollywood's totally going to jump on that one. It must not have been that good of a documentary short because it didn't win.
All right.
The Last Repair Shop one. I'm like, who gives a fucking shit about repairing instruments? I saw that a fucking 5 or 10 minute segment on how it's made. I'm done. I don't need to see this. Like, I'm not even joking. How It's Made did a whole thing on instruments, and they've done it tons of times.
And best animated feature, I didn't go with the longest title thing because I knew The Boy and the Heron was going to win.
Well, I kept hearing. See, here's the thing. This is what I don't like about social media and just the internet in general. It's like, if The Boy and the Heron doesn't win, then I don't know what the hell is blah, 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 wrong with. It's like, stop it. Stop. It's like,
But they were right.
Well, it's almost like they were peer pressured into giving it the best.
The animated, they fucked over the animated feature category. We've talked about this in the past. I think people have a lot of reasons to be pissed off some of the shit that's showing up in that category now.
Yeah.
Just because they changed the voting rules for it. If they changed that voting rule, I haven't heard about it, and if they did, I take that back and I apologize.
I mean,
but
I don't mind The Boy and the Heron winning Best Animated, but I just really thought that Spider-Man was going to win that one. I really
didn't it win the last one too? Didn't the first one win the last one?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. It's
now,
fucking animated feature. I'm sorry.
And,
It's yes, it's less than Best Picture. It just
and
is.
I'm gonna hand the technicals over to you after we hit Best International Feature.
Which I got right.
You picked Zone of Interest too.
Of
That was a
course I
no-brainer, right?
It's fucking
Yeah.
no-brainer.
Okay. Thank you.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely a no-brainer. I was like, I don't need to see any of these others. That is the one that's winning, because, but you know what? That usually it's like even if you have what. What's so funny?
No, because I did the exact same thing. I vote the Zone of Interest is the only international feature film I watched, and I was like, "Fuck it, this is the best one."
Well, but it is. But here's
Like,
the thing.
no doubt,
But-
no doubt.
But if you just go with just statistics, just raw numbers, when an international feature is nominated for Best Picture as well, it's very rare that it will, like Parasite is the exception. It won international and Best Picture. But the thing is,
It's happened before.
it has, but it's extremely rare. But
It is.
what ends up happening is they know they're not voting for it for Best Picture, but they're going to give it Best International because it's like, well, listen, you won Best Picture for International. Be happy. Like, that's what they usually do. And, of course, that's what they did here.
And you know the Academy loves Holocaust films, so even that makes it a shoe in
they
too.
always, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
They-
but
they
this was a
always-
good Holocaust
it's
film,
an excellent movie.
unlike Schindler's List.
Would you stop? My God.
So Joey, walk us through the technicals. How do we do?
All right, so our technicals, let's see. Technicals would be, I guess, original score is considered a technical.
Nope, not music.
So we're doing things
just
like
like-
editing and makeup, production design,
Yeah,
sound.
yeah,
Okay.
those little categories. Yeah, the
Sure.
stuff they do, like, yeah.
Cinematography, would that be considered a technical? I think so.
No, that's a major one. That's like one. That's one under directing. No.
Yeah. All right. So costume design. I got
Now we're
correct.
talking.
I got correct with Poor Things.
I picked Napoleon,
See, Mare did too, and I told her.
and it's the only film in that category I didn't see either.
Well, we did watch it. And it's actually a decent movie. But I told Mare, I said, listen, this movie, Poor Things, it's up for so many goddamn Oscars. It's only second to Oppenheimer. The Academy is drooling over this Victorian era costume design. So I got that right. Editing. I picked Poor Things again. And this is why I picked Poor Things. I went with my heart. And the reason I went with my heart is because of the amazing set design of like
You
a
said,
doll.
you said editing.
Editing. Well, yeah, because they're transitioning from scene to scene from that's in this dollhouse. I was like, that's
Right.
not easy to do and make it seamless and make it interesting. And I just
Over
thought,
Oppenheimer?
no, Poor Things. I picked Poor Things for editing.
I'm right. I'm saying you picked it over Oppenheimer?
I did. Well, listen, Oppenheimer. Let's stop it. Listen, the editing in Oppenheimer is very good, but I didn't think it was better than Poor Things. I thought
I was
Poor
so much
Things
more
was
involved.
was more difficult. I really did.
No.
Yes.
No, I
Listen,
disagree
for
totally.
everything
Well,
that-
Oppenheimer won, so I'm right.
Well, you did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, so I'm right. Sorry.
You're right. Makeup and hairstyling. I picked Poor Things because just the Willem
Me too.
Dafoe's face. His face
Yep.
alone wins best makeup. Kind of like
Yeah.
how I picked the Penguin for the Batman. When
Bit more
it was nominated.
involved. Yeah, a bit more involved than the other films, which were mostly just like old age makeup.
Yeah, no, it was Willem Dafoe's
Yeah.
makeup was really, really involved. Production design. I went with Poor Things again.
Same here.
I didn't, and I got that right. So, sound. That's where I screwed up. I picked Oppenheimer.
I would have talked you out of it if we had reviewed it a week
you know
before.
What? Well, the thing is, it was between that and Zone of Interest. I knew Zone of Interest was probably a real contender to Oppenheimer, but just the sound, just the music alone in Oppenheimer, I thought that they would be more attracted to it.
Joey,
than Zone of
my
Interest.
my conviction once I saw the film that it was going to win Best Sound was more firm than my conviction that Barbie should have won Best Picture. I definitely would have talked you into picking Zone of Interest.
I wish we were able to review it because we would have
Yeah.
had a tie score this year.
Yeah. Oh man.
Visual effects. I picked Godzilla -1.
Me too.
Yeah, I was very happy that they won.
The geeks won.
But I looked at all these other films and I'm like, the creator, I'm like, okay, it's
Actually, they're all geek films except for Napoleon. Shit. Yeah.
yeah.
Never
I
mind.
was like, the creator, I haven't watched it yet, but
Yeah.
I've seen enough of it in the trailer. The special effects look pretty amazing in it.
Yeah, I saw the hole in the head. I'm done.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy
Ooh.
Volume
Ooh.
3. Volume 3, I'm like, because I saw that too. The special effects in that are really good. I still haven't watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The only reason why it says Part 1 for the Oscars is because that's what it was released as. But we talked about this on an episode.
They changed it now.
They got rid of the Part 1 because I guess that it's not going to be called Part 2. It's going to have a different name.
I've seen it and I liked it, but you know me, I'm a sucker for Tom Cruise and I like all of them, even Part 2, even though Part 2 was like kind of painful in some places.
Weakest one.
It is by far the weakest of the entire trilogy series.
Like,
but
poor John Woo.
come
on, man.
What?
John Woo. I mean, they got him at like not in his. Well, I mean, I guess you could say it's his prime, but he was just starting to make American films.
He was already famous in Hong Kong, and they brought him over here. Hard Target was his first film. This was his first like big film, and it's just
Arrow.
the what
He did Hard Target, then Broken Arrow, and you know
this was his first like big film, and it just was it. Never mind. We'll have to review it.
And then Napoleon, I was like, okay, they have a lot of CGI in Napoleon. They do to recreate those battles and things like that, and it's very good. But I'm like, you know what? There just isn't anything better than Godzilla.
I only saw the trailer for Godzilla -1, and based on that, I was like, best visual effects.
No, I knew it. I just knew it.
Just by the trailer,
Yeah.
I was like, that trailer blew me the fuck away. I was like, this is how you make a
I
Godzilla
still haven't
film.
gotten to see it yet. So
Me too. I was trying to see it in the theater, but I missed it.
well, it was interesting. The guys that did the special effects when they came up to claim the Oscar, they all had a Godzilla like toy, all of them, all different kinds, and I thought that was neat.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Is that all the technicals?
Yeah, that's all the technicals.
All right, let's do the music stuff. Original score, original song.
Original score. I picked Oppenheimer.
The only reason I didn't, because they were making so much of fuss over Oppenheimer. It was like, oh, he wrote each song for each yeah, that's what they fucking do. They overhyped it, but I was just so the Killers of the Flower Moon. I thought the soundtrack was like the best part of the movie, so that's why I picked that.
Oh, I would have told you not to pick that. I would have convinced you into Oppenheimer for that one. Original song.
I figured it was going to win. I figured it was going to win a lot of awards. So, but you're right. They were making so much fuss over the soundtrack, the score alone. I should have done it. Yeah.
Original song. I picked "What Was I Made For" from the Barbie film because it was a Billie Eilish song, and she had already won an Oscar for James Bond. So I was like, you know what? She's really liked by the Academy. So I picked that, even though I thought the "I'm Just Ken" song could win.
I made that mistake. I picked "I'm Just Ken." I picked the wrong Barbie song.
Well, did you see the performance with Ryan Gosling?
Of course I did.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. And
man,
that man is almost wanted.
I'm going to say it right now.
Yes.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I almost wanted to change my pick because I thought the performance was that good, and I was like, maybe this has enough gusto to convince everyone to vote for it. But I was like, no.
Jesus, I wanted to change my sexual. I wanted to change my sexual preference. Are you kidding me? That man is a threat to that man is a threat to heterosexuality all across this country. God damn it, man.
Did you see the trailer for his new movie with Emily
The Fall
Blunt?
Guy?
Yeah, the stunt,
based on the TV show. You might be too young. You're a couple years younger than me. You remember the Fall Guy TV show?
I remember the show. I never watched it though.
Okay, I watched I don't remember anything from it except the opening just like BG and the Bear. I know I watched it as a kid, but I don't remember anything except the opening.
Right.
But I saw the trailer. I'm excited to see that.
I really want to see it.
I would watch. I'll watch anything with Ryan Gosling in it at this point, except the rom-com. Except the fucking. I have a fucking line. Damn it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Ryan Reynolds.
Crazy Stupid Love. It's a really good fucking movie.
Yeah,
It's considered a rom-com. It's considered a rom-com, but it's actually. Listen, you know me.
I have it on the
Rom-coms are
Plex.
Not me. I do not. They're not for me. But I enjoy that film.
I have it on the Plex. It's there. Don't push it.
Well, I think it's because there's a really.
It's like
good
Ryan.
there's a
It's
really
like
good
Ryan
support.
Reynolds.
Yeah, there's a good.
I'll watch
supporting-
anything Ryan Reynolds is
Of
in,
course.
except for the fucking romantic comedies.
Yeah, but Crazy Stupid Love has a really good supporting cast.
Don't care.
And I think that's why I like it so much.
I
Okay,
don't care.
So that's original. I know you don't care. That's original song and that's original score right there.
I got both wrong.
You got both
which
wrong.
makes sense because I'm not into music. I'm not a music
It
person.
happens. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
So
Best cinematography?
I picked Poor Things. I did not.
You're shitting me.
Listen, I was not. Listen, as good as Oppenheimer is, cinematography. I didn't think it was better than Poor Things. I really didn't.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you were so far up Oppenheimer's ass on that review. I thought you'd pick it on that one because I picked it.
Yeah, listen, had I not seen Poor Things, I probably would have picked Oppenheimer for everything. I would have probably got like 18 right.
No. I'm not criticizing. I'm honestly surprised. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I could have sworn you would have been hands down for Oppenheimer for cinematography.
Listen, normally I probably would have. I just didn't think it was better
Okay.
cinematography than Poor Things. And I just figured cinematographers vote for that category. They were going to recognize that. But they didn't. Listen,
No judgment.
I think the
No judgment.
cinematography in Oppenheimer is good, but I just don't think it's better than Poor Things. I just don't.
I did.
See. Yes, you did.
Now I got my two categories wrong.
Screenplay,
Best-
original and
best-
adapted screenplay. I got
Yeah,
one
original
right and I
adapt-
got one wrong.
Yeah, so adapted and original screenplay. For original screenplay, I chose The Holdovers.
Me too.
Uh,
Me too. Because I enjoyed it the most out of
I
all of
just-
them.
I mean, The Anatomy of Fall is well written, but I did not think it was like I don't know.
Same. I enjoyed the Holdovers the most. I thought it was the smartest
I really-
of all of them.
I feel like that was a snub for me. I just really I didn't. Maybe because it was written in different languages. I don't know. I just The Holdovers just I just feel like I should have won. And then for adapted screenplay, I know I should have picked Zone of Interest, but since it was so loosely adapted,
Interest
I
didn't
went with
win.
American Fiction.
But you got it right then.
No, I went with American Fiction.
American Fiction won for adapted screenplay.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Did it? I thought Zone of Interest won.
No, hold on. Now I.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm sorry. Strike that. Reverse it. A Zone of Interest I picked, and American Fiction won.
yes.
Sorry, I read my list wrong. My bad. Sorry.
I picked American Fiction. Yeah, I picked American Fiction.
I picked Zone of Interest, but again, in hindsight, since it was loosely adapted, I probably should have gone with American Fiction.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick Barbie. Because you know why? But you know why? Because it's a bullshit category for adapted screenplay anyway. So it was doomed to lose just because it's in the wrong fucking category. That's all.
Yeah. It probably wins if it's an original screenplay, to be completely honest. It probably does.
Over Anatomy of a Fall? Fucking yeah.
Well, because
that's the problem.
The
We
movie
weakened
that
the whole category.
Well, the movie that probably comes out to make room for Barbie is probably that May-December movie.
So you fucking think? Sorry,
It's okay.
man. The only movie in both those categories I didn't see. I wasn't even bothering with that. So I'm sorry. There's no way that's winning an Oscar. Sorry. Done.
All right, so here is the majors. Actor in a supporting role.
Yeah.
I got that right with Robert Downey Jr.
Same.
Then actress in a supporting role.
Oh.
I picked America Ferrera for Barbie.
Me
I really
too.
thought she would win that. Just that speech
honestly,
alone. I just thought But they picked Divine.
Dude, real quick. If you go back to our review of the Holdovers, I said it there, and I stand by it. I didn't think it was an Oscar nominee worthy performance. I mean, it wasn't a bad performance.
No,
but I don't
it
know
was
what
fine,
she.
But I didn't. Yeah, I was the same.
I don't know what she did that was like, oh, this is an Oscar. It's like she was sad. Okay, I thought America Ferrera was walking away with that. I thought I honestly, Divine Joy Randolph, I thought it was an honor to be nominated. Don't expect much.
I'll tell you what, I would love to see how close the voting was for those two.
It shouldn't even be close.
Bet it was
I'm
close.
sorry. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's sad to me.
Actor in a leading role, I went with my heart and picked Paul Giamatti, even though I have been thinking Cillian Murphy since before the movie was released. I was saying he's probably going to get a nomination for this movie and probably going to win. But I loved Paul Giamatti's performance in Holdovers so much, I picked Paul Giamatti.
I loved Giamatti as well, but I went the safe route and I picked Oppenheimer.
Yeah, and that's where I screwed up. I went with my heart with too many of the categories, and that's why I got so many wrong.
But those two, I feel like either of those winning, I would have been fine with.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as it wasn't Maestro.
It was never going to be Maestro.
Yeah, that's my
actress in a leading role. I picked Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon. I was actually surprised that Emma Stone won for Poor Things. I wasn't.
Until I saw Poor Things, Lily Gladstone was a hands down pick for me. But after Poor Things, I was like, you know what, she's getting this.
But they made such a big deal about the first American Indian nominated for an Oscar with like a really real chance at winning. I really thought that was enough steam to push her over the edge over anybody else.
I think it's an honor. That's definitely. I until Poor Things, I would have picked her because I don't think there was any strong competition. But again, once Poor Things came out, I was like, yeah, it's an honor to be nominated.
Yeah,
is really not a question. I usually I get these wrong, but I got Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actor right.
Yeah,
so
I got 3 of those 4 wrong.
See, I got 3 of the 4 right. So that's where I pulled ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. Best Director, Nolan for Oppenheimer. That was an easy one.
I picked that too.
And
I picked that as well.
Finally, the very last one, Oppenheimer for Best Picture, also was a gimme. I mean, did you pick Barbie?
Barbie should have won.
Did you pick Barbie or did you pick Oppenheimer?
Yes, I picked Barbie, and Barbie should have won.
So you went with your heart.
Dude, I've told this story on the show before, but and it's like a 1-minute story. The only Oscar party I've ever been to, the year that Titanic came out, I refused to vote for that fucking film. I got 2 right. I vote my heart.
Yeah, no, I knew Oppenheimer was going to win. I just knew it was going to win. There was just no way it wasn't. So I got 13 of these right. Actually, I haven't done.
All right. So if I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, I wasn't surprised Barbie didn't win Best Picture, but it doesn't mean I think it's right.
13? No, it's 13.
Man, I win.
Did I lose it to you last year too?
I don't remember. I have to go back and look.
I feel like I did.
By the way, speaking of Oscars, I've got a rough edit of the drinking episode. I have to trim it down. I had to stop because it was getting very sad near the end. No, at the beginning it's all fun and funny and stuff going through it, but then near the end I'm like I got to pick a spot here, and it's just horrible. I can't watch this. So it'll be trimmed so it's not sad. But that's coming soon.
First time in Moviesucktastic history. I think that's my favorite line from the whole fucking show.
That'll definitely be in there.
I think I have that in the opening, the spot where the music slows down and we always put a sound, like a sound drop. I think I have that in that sound drop area. First time in Moviesucktastic history. And then the next one is you throwing up.
I remember that now.
So
that'll be up soon.
If you go to our website and go to episode 63, you can hear that right now.
It'll be on YouTube before the end of the month.
Oh man, the thing is, I have video of that episode, but it gets banned on YouTube because there's too many things. So we didn't even put the Oscars in the background. We didn't know how to do it at that point. That was so early in the show's infancy. But what we did was we put, like, I have Ishtar playing in the background at one point. I have a few different things, and it gets flagged and it gets taken down. And at one point, I played that Japanese, what was it? It was called Monster Pussy or something like that, or it's like evil. It was something weird. And there's like full blown, like full topless nudity in it. And at one point, I have this video, so I have the video, but
I'm editing it now. I have it too.
Well, I gave it to you, but there's at one point I look over and I'm like, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that this had full frontal nudity in it.
I got to make sure I catch it in the editing, but yeah, because the great thing is at one point, since we couldn't play the Oscars, we were getting annoyed and we were waiting for that's why we don't do it live anymore. And so we were like, put a movie up. So you put up Ishtar, and then they went so fucking long. It was like, oh shit, Ishtar's over.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie. Now we got to pick something else.
What was it? Fucking midnight, 1 a.m. when that show? Oh, fucking.
Yeah. And you were at my house. You slept over. You had to. You were planning on going home.
I recommend to anybody listening to this, do not listen to that episode.
Oh, and by the way, the vodka we were drinking was chocolate whipped vodka. Chocolate whipped vodka.
And that's why I can't drink flavored vodka to this day. Not kidding.
When I smell it, I'm like, yep, not drinking that.
That's why I'm a gin man now. Fucking done. No more vodka. Sorry. That's it.
Anyone here? See that garbage pail in the corner right behind my head? Oh, right here. Wait, right here.
The video will be up in a couple of weeks.
That
they can see it.
Garbage pail, I still own it. Scott pukes into that garbage pail. Yes.
Right next to the microphones. A wonderful echo effect. It's crystal clear.
It's great. I think at one point...
Zone of Interest wishes they had that sound effect.
Well, at one point, you're throwing up, and I was kind of concerned, but it was also kind of funny. And Scott was very, very drunk. And he goes, what's so fucking funny? Like you genuinely got, I think, mad at me because I was laughing. And at that point, I'm like, all right, no more laughing. I stayed up with him all night long. Like, I did not go to sleep that night because I didn't want
kept trying to feed me cake.
Well, I had cake and you didn't want it. And there's that game Portal where it's like the cake is a lie. So we were getting posts as we were live saying the cake is a lie. And I'm like, no, I really do have cake. And I really am going to give him a slice of it, but he won't take it. And then I asked if you needed to go to the bathroom, and you're like, no. I'm like, because we got to go upstairs, like actually up a flight of stairs to get you to a bathroom because I didn't have.
Okay, see, this is why I had to stop editing it because now it's getting sad. Let's wrap up.
But yeah, I stayed up with him all night long. I didn't want him to die in my house.
Did you see Robert Downey Jr. at the Oscars?
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So look for that episode, everybody. It's should be more popular. If people knew exactly what was in it. Yeah. So
wait till I get on YouTube.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Brand new design from scratch website. My pride and joy right now. Spent a lot of time.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You visited it on your computer yet?
Yeah.
No, it's mobile friendly.
Not right now.
It's mobile friendly. It's browser friendly. You could have a 400-foot screen, and the website adapts to. It's awesome. It's so good. It's my favorite thing right now.
I don't have it up now because it's sucking my bandwidth.
Oh, what? It's just a web page. Anyway, go to that website. You can download the show. You can listen to the show right from the website, or You can watch the video, and it'll take you right to the YouTube page. You can go to iTunes, and you can download our show there as well. You can go to facebook.com/Moviesucktastic, and you can see everything that we're posting. You can leave us email at themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com, and you can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. And you can download our podcast player at moviesucktastic.com/mst.apk, or download your favorite podcast player and just do a search for Moviesucktastic. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Yes.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.